Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Call Haloyim La, Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Well, blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aqua that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lessons that are fine. Brother Shawab, I'm back at you with another lesson. The title of this lesson is called The Lord is About to Have You Scared Straight, right? And, going into this whole day of today being, Halloween, pretty much this whole weekend, there's a whole lot of festivities and a whole lot of wickedness going on. But today's the actual day marked as Halloween, right? According to this wicked society. Shalom, brother Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah. All right, and basically, people have to understand what's the true origin, all right, of this wicked ass holiday, which Halloween goes into Hallows Eve, all right, going back into the ancient times. That this day was marked. It usually marked at the end of summer and the harvest in the beginning of the cold winter. A time that was associated often associated with human death. All right, you had the Celtics that believed that on that night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. And that's what Halloween really goes into. All these things have a certain representation. All these holidays are paganistic holidays, man, that our people are always following after. And the Lord said he hates those feast days at the end of the day. Okay? Matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. This is Amos. Grab that real quick. Amos 5 and 21. Actually, I'll start up a little bit. This is Amos 5 and 14. Actually, let me start up 13. It says, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Yeah, and in these times that we're in, we really keeping ourselves silent. The only thing that we're pretty much speaking on is scriptures. That's the only time we're not silent. Is when we're bringing out these scriptures of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, because we're supposed to be in the spirit of prophesying. All right, that's what Yahushai is, the spirit of prophecy. So that's the only time that we're not, that's the only time that we're not silent. But other than that, we're not in the house of mirth. Okay, we're not in the house of living it up. Let me grab that real quick. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 2. It says it is better to go into the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. And going into the house of mourning is going to be a time of you keeping yourself silent. Okay? Because whoever's in that spirit of mirth, all right, the land of the mirth is gone. The Lord is here to bring destruction. This is why he told us to be circumspect. All right. To remain in that type of mentality, because you have to redeem the times because the days are evil. Redeeming the times because the days are evil. So everything around us is pure wickedness. All right. And right now we're actually entering into that winter solstice that these elites go into. And in the time of winter solstice, man, while everybody's celebrating, everybody's focused on Kanye West and all this celebrity bullshit, all this different types of news that they're bringing out. Here it is, the winter solstice is about to start. And what they doing in the winter solstice, man, they doing all types of rituals, sacrifices right now, having all types of fucking crazy ass orgies. All right, and what the Lord say, that we have to, We have to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai so we can stand against that evil day. You know, there's a lot of spiritual wickedness that is happening in these last days, man. All right. Matter of fact, let me grab that also. This is Ephesians, and I'll go back to Ecclesiastes in a second. This is Ephesians. Hold on, let me pull up to the spot. This is Ephesians 6 and Ephesians 6 and 12. And it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. You know, when you go into principalities, that's talking about wicked demons, man, angels and demons. But in this case, the spiritual wickedness is all wicked ass demons out there. It says against powers, against the rulers of darkness in this world. Yeah, the elites. The elites are the ones that are summoning up all these different demons. And you got this whole CERN shit that's going on still. Trying to create dark matter. And I believe maybe like I think it was like 2 days ago I read some shit that they found a certain type of matter, a very rare matter. And all that shit is just bullshit, man. The word dark matter, you hear it in the word, dark matter. You know that it's something wicked that they're trying to do. All right, that's why you got people acting up, acting as fools. People don't know how to fucking act. The moon comes out and it be a full moon. People become lunatics. That's where you get the word lunatic from the word lunar. All right. And people that have, you know, wickedness and demons on them, they act a certain time when these holidays come around, you know. So it says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness, against spiritual wickedness in high places. You see? And right now, there's spiritual wickedness in high places heavy. Because of this winter solstice, like I said, they're doing rituals, man. They out there making blood sacrifices, children sacrifices, all right? Taking little kids and pretty much ravishing them, man. Doing all types of weird ass shit because these fucking people are pagans, man. And this is a paganistic holiday. And this is why the Lord despised these feast days, man. You know how much shit is when you wake up tomorrow, if you're one that's following news breaks and RT News or any type of news apps, all right, you're gonna see tomorrow there's gonna be so many different types of articles on death, man. People dying in mass deaths, you know, people going to parties and nightclubs, getting dressed up for Halloween, and fucking 30 people done died in there, got shot up, children dying and left and right. Why? Because our people are out here worshiping these fucking holidays, man. These people break their fucking backs. Go out of their way to go out there and have a good time and represent these things, man. Nobody say you can't go, you know, hit a little bar and have a drink and take your ass home, but these people, that's not the mentality they doing. These people are literally getting dressed up for these things. These women are dressing up as fucking whores to go out there and this is like the biggest day that they could dress up like a whore and nobody will fucking judge them. Oh, it's just a Halloween costume. Nah, fuck that. You wanted to dress up like a whore. You wanted to be on this whole entire attention span right now, man. Niggas is out there tripping, doing all types of stupid shit. Fucking being, you know, being Fruity Pebbles and so all this fagonometry shit that's going on. You know, people justifying the wicked. And that's the spirit that's out there right now. All right, so we're wrestling against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right, going back to Ecclesiastes 7 and 2, it is better to go into the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for it is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance is the heart made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. You see? So we're not in that if you're not in that spirit of being circumspect, you're doing too much. You already know where it's going to lead, man. It's going to lead to something wicked happening to you. And the Lord, you know, because he has compassion on his people, man. You know, he's gonna if you're one that, you know, he gonna chastise you, man. He gonna put it on you. He gonna make you learn to fear him. That's the problem. These people don't fear. All right, they don't fear Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. They want to, again, just think it's all good. Christianity and Catholicism has fucked them up to think that, hey, you can do whatever you want, be as wicked as you want, and just come back on Sunday and repent. You know, you can't be repenting over and over and over again for the same old shit. You know, what good is your prayer if you're going to say that you're going to, you know, do something, you're praying on it, but then you go right back to your vomit? You know, and that's a scripture too. I forgot where it's at. I think it's in Ecclesiasticus somewhere. But, you know, what good is your prayer? As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find that real quick. Give me 1 second. So I'm driving at the same time. One second. Yeah, there it is. Woo, fire. This is Ecclesiasticus 34:26. It says, so it is with a, let me go up one. It says, so is it with a man that fasteth for his sins and goeth again and doeth the same. Because, you know, when you fast, you know, you fast to show, and that really goes into the time of Day of Atonement. Because when you go to fast for your sins in the Day of Atonement, you know, you're not supposed to go back to doing the same shit, man. You know, the Day of Atonement is for what you did for the year. So it's basically like having a clean slate all over again. All right, so you go and you fast for your sins because you feel bad for the wickedness that you have done. You're humbling yourself before the Lord by doing that. All right, you're inflicting pain upon yourself to show the Lord that this is serious. So it says, who will hear his prayer, or what does his humbling profit him? You see, he that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough. He that taketh heed to the commandment offereth a peace offering. So what's the point of you fasting and praying and all that? All right, if you're gonna go back to doing the same wicked shit anyway. See, that's why you gotta be careful. And these people don't understand that, you know, that whole, you know, doctrine of Christianity and Catholicism of you having a good old time Monday through Saturday, and then you can go back and repent on Sunday and go back to doing the same shit. That's off, man. That's a bugged out spirit on you. All right, going back to the scriptures. All right, let me go back to Amos 5 and I believe it was 14. 13, it says, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. So the Lord said, if you seek good, then that he's basically of life. Okay, but if you continue to be wicked, it only represents what? Death, because the wages of sin is death. It says, and so the Lord Yahweh, the power of hosts, shall be with you as ye have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good. See, we're not supposed to justify the wicked. Because a lot of people will be like, oh, you know, I hear it all the time. You know, people's like, you know, you just sound like you got so much hate. Won't you just leave people alone? Nah, because we're supposed to fucking hate the evil, man. There's so much evil around here. And this place is ass backwards to the point where what? All right? They have you thinking that what's righteous is fucking wrong, and what's wicked is right. That's Isaiah 5 and 12, I believe. Grab that real quick. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. You see? Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. You see? And these people, you know, they think that they're wise with leaning to their own understanding, man. The Lord told you not to do that. All right, because why? This is grab Ecclesiasticus 6 and 23. I mean, Salaki, Ecclesiasticus 3, Salaki. straight in 20, I believe it's like around 23, somewhere around there. 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion has overthrown their judgment. You know, and that's another thing people will say to us. Oh, well, that's just the way, that's your opinion on the Bible. You know, we have our own opinion. You have yours. We don't give opinions, man. As a matter of fact, I had somebody say that. I was more willing to do a video on that too. They keep telling me, oh, that's just your opinion. That's just your opinion. When we speak as men of the Lord, all right, we don't have fucking opinions, man. Because what we come out with, it's sure. We're sure that it's the truth. We're positive. When you have an opinion, that means you don't have you're not sure. You know, that saying in the world where they say opinions is like assholes, everybody has one. Yeah, because not everybody's fucking sure. When you go into that word of opinion, which I'm gonna grab that real quick. Definition of opinion. It says, a view or judgment formed about something, not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. You see, it's not based on fact or knowledge. So that means what you're saying is just something out your asshole, basically. Talking some nonsense because you're not sure yourself of what it is. But when we speak of these scriptures, we're sure. There's nothing about us bringing out these scriptures that's of our own interpretation. It's not of our own vain opinion. It's not leaning to our own understanding. No, we have a sure foundation, all right, rock solid foundation that what we're telling you, it's the truth. It's 100% truth. Now, are you going to run with it, or are you going to fucking, you know, blaspheme it or you know, give it the cold shoulder? That's on you. We have to work out our own salvation. You're going to have to be held accountable for it in the time of judgment. See, when the Lord come to destroy, the Lord not going to, you know, not going to have mercy on you if you're not taking heed of this word. The Lord is not a respecter of persons. All right. So again, we don't come out with our own opinion, man. We're going to tell you straight facts. All right. So we're telling these people what the scriptures are about, how the Lord hates these things, man. Hey, either take heed of it or you don't. We'll see at the end. Like, what does it tell you in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter? The truth that's been so long without fruit shall be declared. Everything's going to be declared at the end of the day, man. Everybody's going to learn to fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Everybody's going to have to learn what the truth was. The cover cast, all right, is coming off. All right. The Lord is revealing the son of perdition. The Lord is revealing who these other nations are. The Lord is revealing who we are. So it's all being made manifest right before your eyes. All right. Some people see it because they have the eye salve. The rest are blinded. Only the elect is going to get it. And that's what we do it for. We do it for the elect, hoping that another person of the elect comes across this video and realizes what the truth is. And hey, every time another brother comes back into this truth, or a sister comes back into this truth, the angels are rejoicing up in heaven, man. The angels are literally dancing, man, excited that you came back into the fold. That's another sheep that was lost and came back. All right, so go back to Amos real quick. Amos 5 and 15. Love the good and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, power of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. And this was talking at the time, you know, northern kingdom, but this is also pertaining to southern kingdom. Okay. It says, therefore, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the power of hosts, the Lord saith thus, wailing shall be in all the streets, and they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandmen to mourning, and such as a skillful Salakia, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing, because that's where you want to be in that state of mind of mourning. Wailing, I believe, goes into, you know, crying and all that, being sad, hoping the Lord has mercy upon us, man. It says, and all in the vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Woe unto you, that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? Yeah, because you got people, oh, I can't wait till the Lord comes back. You know, people that are wicked having that mentality. Oh, the Lord's gonna save us. Jesus is gonna save us. All these crazy ass fucking names, man. But it's not Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So if you don't have the keys to salvation, which is the names of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all that shit is going to destroy you in these last days. So woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? Because the day of the Lord is what? It's darkness and not light. It's going to be a tough time, a time of trouble, of distress, of real wickedness everywhere. There been evil saying not done it. Go back to for that. One second. Might be in the 9th chapter, actually. Yeah, it's in the 9th chapter. Amos 9 and 3. Something like that. Hold on, let me just sign out the search. Should there be evil in the city and the Lord has not done it, KJV? Oh, Amos 3. It was 3. Salaki, I passed right by it. This is Amos 3:6, and it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city? Yeah, and that trumpet is being blown by us bringing out this word, telling you what the truth is, warning the people. All right? We're warning the people. That's the trumpet being blown. It says, and the people not be afraid. Yeah, because why we're sitting here telling you what's about to come, what's happening, you should be afraid, because through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. So while we're ringing this alarm, you should be afraid that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is about to bring terror upon this earth, man. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh has not done it? You see? So we know that the Lord is in control of what? Good and evil, just like it tells you in Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So the Lord is the one that's in control of all this, man. So going back to Amos 5, Slovakia. Shalom, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Amos 5 and 15. 16. 18, Slocky. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion, and the bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. And that's how much troubles and tribulations is going to be happening in them times, that you're going to be escaping from one thing, but then you're going to run into another thing, and you're going to run to another thing. And if you're not with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, one of these things are going to get you, man. Imagine you do meet up with a bear, and the bear fuck your ass up, and the Lord keep your ass alive. A lion, and the Lord keep your ass alive, and you escape, and now you meet a bear, all messed up, and the Lord gets you with the bear too, but keep your ass alive again. Struggle after struggle. But the Lord has the power of death. To him belong the issues of death. So if you want to keep you alive, he's going to keep you alive. It says, and the wall, and he went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him. Imagine that. You done went through a lion, a bear, and all of a sudden, little snake gets your ass. Boom. That's what puts you down. You just went through all those tortures. And there's going to be people that not even going to die. Lord said in Revelations that people shall seek death in the 9th chapter, right? Shall seek death and not find it. And I was talking about in the times of, World War I, when people was getting their legs blown off, arms blown off. People wish they were dead because they can't walk now. They got no legs, no arms, but they still alive. Well, in these last days, it's going to be the same thing, man. People are going to desire to die And the Lord gonna keep your ass alive through all that, man. Just to make you suffer. It says, shall not that day of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? It says, I hate, key word, I hate, I despise your feast days. I just want to go into this word in the linear. We know what hate means, but I want to see what it says in here. I hate, all right? Ooh. It says, it says enemy. It says hate, to be hateful. It says enemy. So look, you're an enemy unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right, that's why the Lord said, and let me grab that real quick in James. This is James 4:4, and it says, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua? Whosoever will be a friend of the world is an enemy of Yahweh. See, so you're an enemy of the world, of Yahweh, when you want to be friends with the world, man. You want to be celebrating these wicked-ass paganistic holidays, man. The Lord hates that. All right, going back into that word, hate, says enemy, all right? It says to be hated of persons, nations, power, wisdom, all right? It says enemy, foe, odious, utterly. And I just wanted to see if it said anything else. We know what hate means. See, the Lord hates these things, man. The Lord despises these feast days that our people are celebrating. He says, I will not smell your solemn assemblies, man. All right? All these different, foods that you're cooking, these burnt offerings, this music that you're playing during these feast days. And then you got people who make all these different, foods and entrees, and then they gather around a damn table and they want to pray on Caesar Borgia, man. And thinking that the Lord has got their back, or they thinking that they're blessed. Oh, we're blessed to be in this moment and have family around us. No, you ain't blessed, man. The Lord ain't listening to none of your prayers. The Lord is definitely not blessing anything that's on that fucking table. You got a whole pork sandwich right in front of you. Whole bunch of fucking nasty ass abominated sea legs and seafood in front of you. And these people think they're blessed because they're able to have that feast. Okay? So the Lord says, I despise your feast days. Let me go into that word, despise. All right? To reject. Ooh. The Lord is despising. He's rejecting your prayer. He's rejecting, all right, your music. It says refuse. Yeah, he refuses to listen to that shit. Okay? He wants nothing to do with it. It says, abhor, cast away. Yeah, he's casting you away. It says to spurn, also to disappear. It says abhor, cast away, contempt. It says despise, disdain. All right, melt away, refuse, reject, reprobate. Woo, vile person. Whoa. That's how simple these people are. They're simpletons, man. They're reprobate minds, sitting at a table having all these feasts. Vile ass people the Lord's looking at. Why? Because you're following after the ways of Esau. What did he say about Esau? All right, that there were children of fools, children of basemen that were viler than the earth. So our people have overpassed the deeds of the wicked. So if Esau is fucking vile as shit, imagine how our people that have overpassed the deeds of the wicked looking like, man. They're looking more vile than Esau himself. Okay? So going back, it says, I hate and I despise your feast days and will not smell. Let's go into feast days. Feast. See what it says. It says festival, feasts, gatherings, festival sacrifice. And that's what this is. This is all a sacrifice, man, that you're doing in the sight of the Lord, which I'm going to bring that out right now, going into what Halloween is really about. You know, I ain't going to go too deep into it because I've done other videos. Every year I do a video on it, you know, but I'll bring a little information out on it. So it says, I hate and I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies. It says, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. I will not, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of the songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. But let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. You see? So the only thing that's going to come to you is judgment. All right, let me see. I believe the other one is in, might be in Amos 1. Let me see real quick. 1 second. So I don't have my book. This is 1 second, Salakia. Just looking for a particular scripture. I forgot where it's at. That's all right, though. I ain't gonna spend time looking for it. But going back into let's go back into these Halloween origins, man. Because in the time of this same Hain, all right, but again, it was ancient Celtic festivals that they were doing. All right, what would people do? They would light up their bonfires. They would wear these costumes to ward off ghosts, because that's what this whole, it's like a Day of the Dead. And what these jack-o'-lanterns mean when you're carving out pumpkins and you're putting them out, you know, when you're getting dressed, you're basically representing the dead, you know, and you're dressing yourself up to represent that you're dead. So when these ghosts and these demons come around, they think you're dead also, which is a whole crock of shit, because all you're really doing is just putting fucking demonic spirits on your ass, man. Which, you know, all them festivities, it all goes back into, you know, the times of also going into that spirit. I always bring it out. Man, it starts with a B. With Bacchus. You know, it's a time of worship. Matter of fact, let me bring it out real quick. It's in Romans. I believe it's in Romans, yeah. Romans 13 and 11. Romans 13 and 11. 1 second. Gotta find the one that I want. I think it's Romans 13 and 11. This is Romans 13 and 13. Actually, I'll read it from 11. It says, "And that knowing the time, that it is now high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed." All right, and this is why we got to wake the hell up. It says, "The night is far spent, the day." Come on, what are you doing, bro? ass truck just going to change. It's supposed to be on the right lane already. It says, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. See, casting off the works of darkness is putting away this damn Halloween shit, putting away these paganistic holidays, man. It says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness. All right, when you go into that word rioting, all right, it goes into reveling, basically. All right, Comos, it says, a nocturnal or riotous procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows who after supper parade through the streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus or some other deity, and sing and play before houses of male and female friends. See, the after party life, man. Going out to these clubs, and after the fucking club, after the party is the after party, right? Then you go to someone's house and people playing fucking beer pong and you know, having all types of sexual ass bullshit going on that's wicked as hell. It says, hence use generally of feasts and drinking parties that are protracted till late at night and indulge in revelry. You see? And that's what these people were doing this whole weekend, man. Getting dressed up, getting fucked up, getting drugged up, and then going to the next house, jumping from house to house. Well, I'm going to go to this person's house for a little bit, then I'm going to go to this person's house for a little bit. And all you see is just straight wickedness in each fucking house. So the Lord's telling you not to be in rioting, which that's what rioting means, and in drunkenness, you know, all messed up, drugged up. It says not in chambering and in wantonness, not in strife and in envying. So while you out there celebrating this Halloween shit, that's what you're doing. Putting a whole bunch of demons upon yourself, man. So going back to St. Haynes, right? Sam Haynes. It's a pagan religious festival, all right? Going back to the times of the ancient Celtic spiritual tradition. All right, and like I said, they will war gold, the ghosts and the demons by putting on these different types of costumes and you know, and putting out these jack-o'-lanterns, and you got these bitches that become fucking witches, man. Like my girl was showing me some shit. She's not in work right now. Dressed up, girls just dressed up like straight witches. And then she was telling me, she was like, this girl always dressed as witches. She always talk about witches and this and that. Whether it's Halloween or not, and that just goes to show that that's where her fucking loud is. She probably a whole damn witch when she go home. Probably opens up books and does all types of crazy ass rituals and shit like that. You know? And this is the perfect time for all that witchcraft and sorcery. Because again, that's what that Halloween shit goes into also. It goes into Wicca, which Wicca is all witchcraft. It's a form of craft. I've been around people that talk about that shit, and I just be looking at them like they're fucking nuts. You know, Wicca's real. You know, you got this book and you do that book. It's just a book of spells, man. Us being in fucking America and speaking English is a damn spell. Every time we speak English and we say some shit, it's all spells coming out of our mouths, basically. All right. What it says? What is a pagan holiday? Is Salakia? What pagan holiday is Halloween? All right. It says, although focused on the dead, Samhain was ultimately for the living who needed plenty of help of their own when translated to the new year. Winter was cold and dark. And it's crazy because that's what's about to happen, man. The Lord about to scare you fucking people straight for real. I want to play around and be going to these haunted houses and trying to play with demons and shit. All right, well, the Lord about to scare you straight for real. The Lord about to show true power. What are you going to do when which that's already starting to happen here and there. But what you gonna do when Wisdom of Solomon 17 comes about, man? All right, let's grab that real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 17. All right, because I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but what was this talking about? This was talking about in the times of the Egyptians when they were out there doing their witchcrafts and their sorceries. All right, and they were playing around with that witchcraft, playing around with voodoo and all that bullshit. And so YAHAWAH'S came with his. Because remember, the Lord is in control of that. So the Lord is allowing you to do all that witchcraft and sorcery, man. But when the Lord came with his witchcraft, they couldn't handle it. Here it is. They supposed to be the baddest motherfuckers out there doing all this crazy ass witchcraft and sorcery. But the Lord started giving them the sorcery. And they couldn't handle it, man. They were getting smacked with what? Monstrous, vivid apparitions. All right. They were vexed by it. They couldn't stand what they were just seeing. All right. This is 17, and I'll just bring it around. I'll start it from. I'll start it from 4 real quick. Hey, fuck it. I just started from 3. It says, for while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. For neither might the corner that held them. Hold on, let me make this quick turn real quick. It's a kind of a sharp turn. It's raining. Bear with me 1 second. All right. It says, they were scattered under a dark veil and of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. For neither might the corner that held them keep them from the fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances. No power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to light that horrible night. Only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful. For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not. As for the illusions of art magic, they were put down, and their vaunting in wisdom was reproved with disgrace. It says, for they that promised to drive away terrors, yeah, because you had these warlocks, these witches and all that shit that claimed that they could take away terrors and all that, but here it was, the Lord was giving it right back to them. It says, for they promising to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul, were sick themselves of fear worthy to be laughed at. For though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that passed by and hissing of serpents, they died of fear, denying that they saw the air, which could of no side be avoided. For wickedness condemned by their own witness is very timorous, and being pressed with conscience always forecasteth grievous things. For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth, and the expectations from within being less counted the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment. All right. And you're not supposed that you got to remember, see, when these things come upon the earth in these last days, we're not going to be scared of these things because we understand that it's the Lord that's in control of all that. That's why I said that it said where does it say it again? It says, for fear is nothing less but a betraying of the secures which reason offereth. You know, it's pretty much just, it's a mind fuck, basically. You know, fear is all in the mind. And what did the Lord say? He said, I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. So when these things come upon our time, we're not going to be scared of that shit, man. All right? We're not going to let none of that bother us, man, because we understand that the Lord is the one that's in control of that. All right? And if the Lord gives you up to that strong delusion and gives you up to fear like that's because you're not of the elect. Because the Lord could put that spirit on you to just fucking fear a leaf if you see that shit. All right? But then going in, it says, and the expectation from within being less counted the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment. But they sleep in the same sleep that night, which is indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of the inevitable hell, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions and partly fainted, their heart failing them, for a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. You see? So what y'all gonna do when y'all want to keep going to these haunted houses? You want to keep playing around with all this wicked ass shit, but the Lord really bring that wickedness. See, these people that are celebrating these holidays, man, they not gonna be able to handle that shit, man. When you see shit that you only thought you could see in movies. When you see a fucking clown like it come out for real and start fucking chopping heads off, or when you start really seeing some real ghostly shit, demonic ass shit, spirits in the air flying, doing some crazy shit to you, man. You seeing that with the people that have taken that yo jabba jabba, man, which I was supposed to been do a video on that. One of the brothers got to it before me because me and him spoke on it, but you know, I'm gonna still do the video anyway. I wanted to put like a little production video with it. But you see these people that had took the yo jabba jabba, they're out there fighting the air because they see something in the air that nobody else can see but themselves. That's them vivid apparitions that the Lord is putting upon them, man, for the wickedness they have done. Let's go back to the St. Haynes Halloween shit. All right. It says, give me 1 second. Yes, man, this is heavy. It says Samhain is a pagan religious festival or originated from an ancient Celtic spiritual tradition. In modern times, Samhain, a Gaelic word pronounced Samhain, something like that. Samhain. All right. It says is usually celebrated from October 31st to November 1st to welcome in the harvest and usher in the dark half of the year. Celebrants believe that the barriers between the physical world and the spirit world break down during Samhain, allowing more interaction between humans and denizens of the other world. It says ancient Celtics marked Samhain, however you say that word. It says Samhain the way but I guess it's Samhain, the way it's pronounced. Samhain. All right. It says as the most significant of the 4 quarterly fire festivals, taking place at the midpoint between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. You see, that's what I was saying earlier. This shit is all in the middle of the winter solstice. During this time of the year, here at fires, the family homes were left to burn out while the harvest was gathered. After the harvest work was complete, celebrants joined with Druid priests to light a community fire using a wheel that would cause friction and spark flames. All witchcraft, man. The wheel was considered a representation of the sun and used along with prayers. Yeah, demonic ass prayers, man. Cattle were sacrificed and participants took a flame from the communal bonfire back to their home to relight the hearth.
The heart, hearth, Slakia, the hearth, the heart, I guess they wanted to put. All right. But you see, cattle were sacrificed. They ain't only cattle, man. They sacrificing humans right now, man. Babies having orgies. Sleep. They right now doing all types of it's that shit they do all the time with the kids when they drain the blood out of them. Damn, I always talk about it. I forgot the name of it. Damn, these celebrities take it to make themselves look young. I forgot the name of it. Slovakia. I always talk about it too. But you know, they're out there draining baby blood, man, and drinking this shit. Matter of fact, let's go into that real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 12:4. And it says, who thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murderers of children. All right. Adrenochrome, that's the name of the word. It says, the water Yahawaah. It says, and also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and feasts of blood, with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help. You see? That's what they're doing right now, man. Feast of blood, man. Devourers of man's flesh, cannibalism. People eating brains right now, man. Why you think they put that whole spirit out on Netflix of these crazy ass shows right now? You got the one with this guy, Jeffrey Dahmer and all that shit, man. Because that's the spirit they're in right now. Okay? So, like, let me go back into this. I should have held it. It says, the dark history behind Halloween is even more chilling than you realized. All right. It says, see what it says. Slaki. This is a different article. That's why I'm looking at it. Just want to see if they say anything that I could use. Now they're saying some dumb shit in here. Salakia, let me give me 1 second, Salakia. This says Halloween, known as Halloween, All Hallows Eve, or All Saints Eve, is a celebration observed in many countries on the 31st October, the eve of the Western Christian feast of All Hallows Day. It begins the observance of All Hallow Tide in the time in the liturgical year dedicated to remembering the dead, including saints, martyrs, and all the departed. It says one theory holds that many Halloween traditions were influenced by Celtic harvest festivals, particularly the Galilaic festival of Samhain, which are believed to have pagan roots. Some go further and suggest that the Samhain may have been Christianized as All Hallows Day, along with its eve, by the early church. Other academics believe Halloween began solely as a Christian holiday, and that's how you know Christianity is straight bullshit, because that's not anything that the Lord has taught us in these scriptures, man. It says celebrated in Ireland, Scotland. For centuries, Irish and Scottish immigrants took many Halloween customs, Salakia, to North America in the 19th century. And then through American influence, Halloween has spread to other countries by the late 20th and early 21st century. It says popular Halloween activities include trick-or-treating, all right, or the relating guising and souling. Yeah, because that's what you're really doing. you really look at it, goes into them looking for souls, man. Let me see if it says something on it. It says trick-or-treating is a traditional Halloween custom for children and adults in some countries during the Halloween, October 31st, blah, 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 blah. It says, travel from house to house asking for treats with the phrase trick or treat. The treat is some form of confectionery, usually candy, sweets, although in some cultures, money is given instead. And I think if I'm correct, I did it in a video last year where the trick was, the treat was they were given some type of, like, back in the day, it was like something wicked they were giving them. Blood or something dead. It was something like that. Don't mark me on it, but I think I remember that in my last video I did last year. It said some form of it says, although in some cultures money is given instead, the trick refers to a threat, usually idle, to perform mischief on the residents or the property if no treat is given. Some people signal that they are willing to hand out treats by putting up Halloween decorations outside the doors. Houses may also leave their porch lights on as a universal indicator that they have candy. Some simply leave treats available on their porches, blah, blah, blah. It says the history of trick-or-treating traces back to the Scotland and Ireland times, where the tradition of guising, going to house at Halloween and putting on a small performance to be rewarded with food or treats, goes back to at least as far as the 16th century, as does the tradition of people wearing costumes at Halloween. There are many accounts from 19th century Scotland and Ireland of people going house to house in costume at Halloween, reciting verses in exchange for food and sometimes warning of misfortune if they were not welcomed. In North America, the earliest known occurrence of guising children going from house to house for food or money while disguised in costume is from 1911, when children were recorded as having done this in the province of Ontario, Canada. I was hoping it was going to go into it deeper. Souling. They said it was guising and souling. Souling says since the Middle Ages, a tradition of mumming on a certain holiday has existed in parts of Britain and Ireland and involved going door to door in costume, performing short scenes or parts of plays in exchange for food and drink. The custom of trick-or-treating on Halloween may come from the belief that spiritual natural beings or the souls of the dead roamed the earth at this time and needed to be appeased. A soul cake. Yeah, they used to do this. They used to put soul cakes. It says, a soul cake, have mercy on all Christian souls for a soul cake. That was what they would sing. And the soul cake was basically them putting it out for the demons, so the demons wouldn't attack you. You see? It says it may otherwise have originated in Celtic festival Samhain, held on the 31st October, 1st November, held on 31st October and November the 1st to mark the beginning of winter in Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man, and Callan Gaeaf in Wales, Cornwall, and Brittany. The festival is believed to have pre-Christian roots. In the 9th century, the Catholic Church made 1st of November All Saints' Day among Celtic-speaking peoples. It was seen as a liminal time when the spirits or fairies and the souls of the dead came into our world and were appeased with the offerings of food and drink. Similar beliefs and customs were found in other parts of Europe. So you're worshiping the dead, man. The Lord said not to worship the dead. The dead is dead. There ain't nothing that the dead is going to do. Your body returns to the earth. Your spirit goes back to YAHAWAH'S, YAHWAH'S. So it's time for you to get put back into another body. All right? Salakia. it says, similar beliefs, customs were found in other parts of Europe. It is suggested that trick-or-treating evolved from a tradition whereby people impersonated the spirits or the souls of the dead and received offerings on their behalf. You see? S.V. Peddle suggests that they personify the old spirits of the winter who demanded reward in exchange for good fortune. Impersonating these spirits or souls was also believed to protect oneself from them. It says, at least as far back as the 15th century, among Christians, there had been a custom of sharing soul cakes, and All Hallowtide, people would visit houses and take soul cakes either as a representation of the dead or in return for praying for their souls. Later, people went from parish to parish at Halloween, begging soul cakes by singing under the windows some such verse as souls for a soul cake, pray you, good mistress, a soul cake. They typically ask for mercy on all Christian souls for a soul cake. Wicked as hell, yo. But you get the point on it. Guising, let me see what it says real quick. Guys in Scotland went house to house in white with masked, painted, and blackened faces, reciting rhymes and often threatening to do mischief if they were not welcomed. And the same shit they said in the last one. All right. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the point. Could go in here forever talking about this Halloween shit, man. The point is, I've done videos on it before, so you can always go back into my older videos. You go back a year back, they'll tell you the same thing, man. All right, all this shit is wicked, man, and people out there having a good old time, preying upon souls. All right, doing wicked ass shit. And the Lord, again, tomorrow, go check out what's going to happen on the what happened over the weekend, which today is Monday, but you gotta wait till Halloween is over with, But yeah, that's pretty much the point. The Lord is infuriated, man, with these people celebrating these wicked ass holidays right now, and there's about to be a shitload of them. You got Halloween. Right after Halloween comes Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving comes Christmas. After Christmas comes what? New Year's Eve. You see? And in the midst of all that, we have Hanukkah coming, which that's the right thing to celebrate. People want to have Christmas so bad. That's what Hanukkah is almost like. It's like a Christmas, but without the paganistic tree in your fucking household, man. Because that whole tree represents a phallus, man. It represents a penis sitting in your living room. It's all going back into paganistic shit. But see, when the time of Hanukkah comes, you could buy a gift a day, give a gift a day to your children, all that, man. So it's not like we don't have these things to celebrate. It's just that the shit we're celebrating is the wrong shit. It's the shit that's is provoking the Lord to anger. The Lord is a jealous power, man. So if he's a jealous power, he's upset with what our people are doing and who they're calling upon and worshiping. All right. So, hey, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. I'm going to end it off on that note. The Water Brothers for tuning in. Oh, yeah, let me bring this out. Ephesians 5:11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them, for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. Woo, flames, you see? We can't have this unfruitful works of darkness, man, and thinking shit is okay. All right, so I'm gonna leave it off on that note. Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. So with that, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Call Haloyim La Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of Yahawashi. Shalom, 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 and Shabbat shalom.